Right. Welcome to another fabulous episode of Fan Faces. It's been 2 weeks, 3 weeks. We've been outside. We've been doing things. But we're back at you, back at your neck. You know. But let's get this topic. Let's get this train on the road. First and foremost, shout out to my Seattle listeners, Seattle, Washington. I was out there, I went to an event. It was a movie. It was special. Shout out to the new Camaras. We see you. You guys did it. You guys did it big. You guys did it grande. The weather was perfect.
Love that weather, man.
Yeah.
I love Seattle.
It was, mild, a lot of greenery. I don't smoke. When I'm talking about greenery, I'm not talking about weed. I'm talking about trees, flowers. It was all green and all,
They call it the Emerald City, right? That is the nickname.
No, I don't know that, but amen.
The Emerald City.
So it was a good time. Saw lots of family members that I hadn't seen in a long, long time. And we're going to work on getting back to being together, not because we need to, but we want to. That is all. Let's all get to know each other. But that's that. It was a movie. It was a good time. Enjoyed myself. It was an event. It's almost like the events. It's almost like the weddings that I would go to that they pay me to be at. But I get to participate in that one as a guest instead of an employee. So it was a good time. I enjoyed myself. Dressed up real nice. I'll show you pictures later, Andrew. I may even put them in the podcast in the video. Let's see. Put a picture of me in my nice dressed up suit. Shouts out to Westgate Park Fashion. They hooked me up. They dressed me up,
There you go.
They got me a nice dark suit, navy blue. I liked it. But let's get into our show here. My name is Amadou the Great. This is Fan Faces, and that is Andrew. He's in the building.
I am in the building today.
We're doing it big. But we have a segment that we're trying to do with you guys, and hopefully there's some success in there. It's called Hindsight. The whole point with Hindsight is whatever topics we did the week before, we hopefully, maybe if we got some things wrong and we want to correct them because now we see the bigger picture, the whole picture. And we want to let you guys know that we're in the business of righting the wrongs. And righting the wrongs is being able to see a whole picture for what it is, seeing a circumstance or a situation for what it is. And Hindsight will do that for us. So our first topic on this segment called Hindsight is Caitlin Clark. We found out that the Big Three, Ice Cube's league, offered her $5 million. And we didn't know if she could play in the Big Three and the WNBA at the same time. But now we know the contract would have been concurrent with the WNBA contract as well. It would have been $5 million. She would have played first season, I believe. And she would have been playing games in the Big Three when she had time off with the WNBA. She would have been playing in the WNBA when she had time off in the Big Three. And they would have been playing together. But Ice Cube was willing to be flexible and bend. So that's our Hindsight topic. We got a clearer picture now. But her rookie contract is still going to be crap. So as a professional player, because the WNBA players don't make that much money, and she's definitely gonna be hoping that she gets those big endorsement deals out there. And shout out Seattle once more. Got the Sounders. It's not soccer season, but I have.
It is soccer season.
Soccer season is just starting.
Right.
But it's not like full in like playoff mode, and we're getting ready
to
make.
Start till October, November.
We're getting ready to make a run at it. So,
do you not officially a Seattle Sounders fan?
No, I just like the colors, and I figured let me get something while I'm in Seattle. And
smart.
I got a Seattle Sounders jersey, and I also have a Seattle Seahawks jersey. And the wedding that we was at was also right across. The hotel that we were at was right across Lumen Field in Seattle.
Oh, so that's where you're staying. So you weren't just. Oh, okay.
Yeah. I didn't go there to go watch a game.
Aha.
I just took a picture because I could literally
The
look out the
Mariners
window.
are in town. I'm so sad you couldn't just sneak away for a couple innings and just go in.
I could look out the window and
That's so cool.
see the fields over there.
It's such a nice area, man.
Parking was $75. I wasn't gonna pay that.
Really, for a baseball game?
Yeah, no, the parking lot, not for a baseball game, but the parking lot. They said $75.
You can just take the train in. That's a fun city. I'm glad you got a chance to see it.
Yeah,
I had the pleasure of seeing it back in at the end of December. Opened my new year out there. It's so pretty, man. It's a nice little spot, right?
yeah, that's good. So some of the topics we'll be getting into today. You got the NBA playoffs. They've already started. The Lakers played last night. Now the Boston game is going on. They're giving us,
29-25. Miami is actually making a comeback.
After,
as you can see, I'm watching
we'll get into the NBA. We'll get into the NBA topics.
All right, let's go.
It's a little afternoon delight of a game, and then we got Buffalo Bills. The Pagulas are willing to sell off 25% to the highest bidder. Mm-hmm. Kansas City Chiefs. Their grant for stadium funding was denied.
Love it.
Well, not the grant. They voted on it, and it didn't pass the measures. Uh-huh. And you got the USA's. You got Robert Kraft calling Arthur Blank, and I have some thoughts on that. And I mean, naturally, that's highly unethical for your former boss to call you somebody that could be a potential boss.
Yeah, he didn't put him on as a reference, did he, for Belichick?
It doesn't matter. It's a public information, but it's highly unethical for your former boss to call a potential boss. And also, the U.S. men's basketball team, there was a dream team. This is a revenge team going into Paris Olympics, trying to
revenge team.
Revenge team, yes, they're trying to win the gold because.
Did they win the gold last time?
They did the last Olympics, but they didn't win the FIBA championship.
Who cares?
They care. So
the Olympics is there.
We're bringing in the Americans are bringing in some mercenaries to come handle the job, and it's basically an all-star.
Why Leonard's even showing up for that?
It's an all-star of all-stars. It's a creme de la creme of NBA players going into Paris to say, "Give me that. Stop playing with me. You know we are him, because they are." But let's get going here, Andrew.
What you got?
NBA playoffs.
Yes.
What is it looking like for you? What are some of your initial thoughts on the games so far?
The games just started yesterday, right? So we just got done with the play-ins. So Miami advanced, and the Sixers advanced, and already Joel Embiid is injured against the Knicks, so that's not good for that series. The Lakers, of course, everybody loves to talk about the Lakers on anytime you watch a TV show, and
the Lakers are the Cowboys.
The Lakers
of
and
basketball.
Cowboys. They love talking about them. I don't need to talk about them. I don't really care. I mean, that's all right. So, but the Lakers, they got smacked against the defending champ Denver Nuggets last night.
Wow.
So that's going to be an interesting. See how the Lakers bounce back for Game 2. If they don't win Game 2 in Denver, that series is pretty much done because you're not going to win 4 out of 5 games against the Denver Nuggets. I am very surprised about the Sacramento Kings, who didn't even make the NBA playoffs. They lost both their play-in games. And no, I'm sorry, they didn't. They won the first one. They beat the Golden State Warriors at home, and then they lost in New Orleans to beat the 8th seed. And that is a surprise because I do believe they were the 2nd seed last year in the NBA playoffs, and they lost in the first round against the Golden State Warriors. So that's a stunner. I mean, to go from one of the best teams last year in the conference to not making the playoffs is a huge disappointment for them and their fan base, a great fan base, by the way. And, of course, the fellow Rochester Royal organization.
Former.
If you go into the arena, you still see they still represent the Rochester banner that hangs up there. So kudos to...
that might be their curse. They won one and...
Oh, no. The curse is the fact that they have the NBA logo on that championship banner. Because keep in mind that they won in 1951. So Jerry West was a kid in 1951. He wasn't even in the NBA. And the logo wasn't established until much later. So the fact that they're using that as the logo inside of the banner instead of the actual original Rochester Royal logo is their curse.
I see.
So get rid of that NBA logo that's on there because that didn't even exist at the time they won the championship. That's bad luck.
I see. I see.
We all know you played in the NBA. The NBA is the one sport that is so obsessed with its logo. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, you can buy a Nike shirt and they'll have like the team logo this way, and then like, oh, I see the NBA logo there too, and they'll have like the NBA logo. It's like huge on the back of the hats instead of saying like the NFL will say like Atlanta Falcons or Buffalo Bills or something like that. NBA is like, fuck it. NBA logo right there at the game.
Forget all
They
that.
love that logo.
Then,
they love their logo.
What are you gonna do?
Love it.
Hey, it's the logo. It's the shield over everything else, or the logo.
We're talking
over
about the
everything
playoffs,
else.
and I ended up just going off a rant about their logo and how they overuse it all the time. But yeah, no, the first round of playoffs is the one thing. It's just kind of the get up movement. The people aren't gonna be most of your 8 seeds, 7 seeds, 6 seeds don't usually win these. I mean, Miami did beat the Bucks last year as the 8 seed, so it's not like hockey.
Miami made it to the championship last year.
They did. They
Not
did.
just beat the Bucks.
They did. That was an incredible run. That was probably one of my favorite teams of all time. Is last year's team. So,
hey,
I'm sure a valiant effort. I know Jimmy Butler's not playing this series, but God bless the Heat, man. They're doing all right. I love that team.
So you don't like talking about the Lakers, but on paper,
I don't like talking about the Lakers.
On paper, they would have been. I mean, on paper, not matchup wise. I mean, matchup wise, yeah. On paper,
right.
They're supposed to match up very well against the Nuggets.
Are they?
Yeah, on paper, because they have the bodies. It's just that they need to go get what's his face.
Go ahead.
Dwight Howard.
Dwight
Howard supposedly could defend.
Anthony Davis is not going to
Joker very well.
He's not going to defend Joker very well. Anthony Davis is not going to be as physical.
Well, that is their downfall. That's their Hercules heel.
They have the bodies, but they're not that physical of a team.
The number one thing, though, if you're a gambling man out there, man or woman, Jimmy Butler's not playing, but for some reason, the Boston Celtics kryptonite is the Miami Heat.
Yes. Not right now. They're down by 12.
It's early. It's not. It's very early. So I mean, they could always come back and start hitting their shots, and by the time you know it, Boston could be shaken and be shaken and start over the ghost of Miami past.
Last year.
Yeah, that's what's gonna happen. And they'll fold and be like, what a disappointment. You guys are everybody that you would speak of is saying Boston, and Boston's gonna go against the Nuggets in the championship. That's what everybody in their grandma is saying. But if Miami ends up pulling this off and beating them,
I mean, well, look, Oklahoma City Thunder is no joke. And
it's no joke, but they're a younger team.
And what about the Minnesota Timberwolves, man?
Younger team in comparison. The Nuggets are well seasoned. They've been there. They know what to expect championship-wise. So you can expect them to come in and play their game.
Man, I don't know, man. Minnesota's no joke, man. Edwards is a beast. And they wore their throwbacks for Game 1 yesterday. Thank God. What a beautiful jersey. I hope they continue to wear that throughout the playoffs. They'll give them some good luck.
The jersey is what wins the game. Thanks, Andrew.
For sure. You said that you got to manifest the
you got to manifest what you want. Yeah. You put it out there into the universe.
What a beautiful jersey. Go ahead.
You put it out there into the universe. So that's that. We'll continue to update you guys on the NBA playoffs, but we're going to jump to another subject here. It's not football season, but the draft is coming. And the consensus number 1 is Caleb Williams. And the consensus number 2 is Jaden Daniels to Washington, the Washington Commanders. And if that's how it works out, that's how it works out. But, you could remember the draft where it was Sam Darnold, Baker Mayfield, Josh Rosen, and Josh Allen.
I remember he was like a no miss quarterback when he came out of USC.
Who?
Sam Darnold. They talked him up so much.
And Cleveland Browns end up choosing Baker Mayfield. Sam Darnold ended up going to the Jets. And, look at how things work out. It goes to show you.
Josh Allen, he wasn't in that draft, was he?
No, he was.
Josh Allen was in that draft?
He was picked 7th.
I remember he was 7. I didn't remember he was in that draft, too.
It was that draft.
So Cleveland Browns could have had Josh Allen, huh?
Cleveland Brown could have had Lamar Jackson, too.
Oh, yeah, Lamar Jackson.
Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen were in that draft. Baker Mayfield, Sam Darnold.
Josh Roseman in that draft, too?
Yes. Rosen flamed out.
I know. All those teams, because they all went before Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen, I believe.
Josh Allen was 7 or 11, and Lamar Jackson was 32 to the Ravens. So, I mean, when it comes to the NFL,
right.
It's match. It's basically it's a marriage. Who do you match the best? Who do you work out with the best? Who's ready for you to succeed and set you up for success the best? That's how that goes. Mm-hmm. But all the players really. So I'm talking about that draft to talk about this draft, this coming up draft. You got Michael Penix Jr. You got Drake May. You got Jaden Daniels. You got Caleb Williams.
Yeah.
So 2 players succeeded in the draft for Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson. And 3, Baker Mayfield, so. Sam Darnold is going to be a career backup. Josh Rosen was a career backup, but now he's looking for a job. So I'm saying that to say this. There's all this hype for quarterbacks every other year or so that, we got the best, or this is the best draft class ever. Mm-hmm. And you pick.
Time will tell on that one.
You get top 5 teams. They all pick quarterbacks, and maybe 2 succeed at max, and 3 or 4 flame out. And then you're like, what happened? What happens is you teams. Yes, you're well built. You have all the research done. You got all the professionals that you could put in play so that they could analyze for you, get everything and every dirt on each player. So that way you make sure that the player fits your system. But for some reason, you always get it wrong. Why is that? Why, as a professional teams, with all that analytics and all the firms that you can hire to make sure that you get these picks right, that it just doesn't work out? Some of these players are just not NFL ready players. They're not capable. Could it be that they draft them and they say you have to start right away instead of doing the way that Green Bay's been doing it for years? Draft Aaron Rodgers, sat him. Draft Jordan Love, sat him. And now Jordan Love is going to go into his sophomore year as a starter.
That doesn't usually always happen like that anymore. I mean, you have people like Peyton Manning started right away, right? And they lost a lot of games their first year.
Yes.
Right. So I don't really buy into that all the time. It's in all honesty, if you're going to start your rookie quarterback, just make sure that you have a decent offensive line that's going to keep them upright.
If you're going to start your rookie quarterback, make sure that like Chicago's done right now.
They're doing a great job.
They got 2 top-end receivers for him. They got 2 top-end tight ends for him, for Caleb Williams to come in.
Yeah.
And they got a defensive-minded coach, and they signed a running back that's going to take some heat off of him.
Yeah.
And hopefully that works out. I mean, they're setting him up for success right there. Mm-hmm. If you're going to start him, set him up for success. Don't have him throw 30 times a game. Have him throw maybe anywhere between 10 to 20 passes a game. And
10 to 20 passes, Jesus.
Yeah, that's 10 to 20.
Go down the field, man. You got to start throwing the ball.
You could throw it down the field once you start getting comfortable as the season goes on.
Toss it, they'll get a flag. Full flags on everything.
Yeah, you could get a flag with the new rules. No hip tackling anymore. Okay. So for fantasy football players, segue, no hip tackling. Tight ends are your guy. Running backs are your guys. Go heavy tight end, heavy running backs. If you're going to draft in fantasy football in the PPR leagues, make sure you get running backs that, pass catching backs as well. Mm-hmm. Great pass catching backs, and it'll take you a long way because no hip tackling anymore, no dropping down to your hip. Some of these guys could run forever, especially those big ass tight ends. They could go because they're big bodies. They're big and tall. Mm-hmm. So that's that with the quarterback situation. But the other situation at hand, the Buffalo Bills are looking to sell 25%. The Pagulas, to be exact, the owners of the Buffalo Bills are looking to sell 25% of their stake 25% stake that they have in Buffalo Bills to whoever is the highest bidder. And some people are thinking a Toronto person's going to come and buy 25%, and the Buffalo Bills are going to move to Toronto. What says you? What do you say?
They're going to move to Toronto? They're building a stadium across the street.
No, they're building a stadium across the street, but with 25% gone, eventually the team may move to Toronto.
No, dude, they just signed a lease for like 50 years and they stay in Buffalo. They're not going anywhere. What you want to do is if Toronto wants some of the team, great. Let's get some of that corporate money. I mean, dude, they're an hour and a half from Toronto.
Yeah.
Why not tap into that money, that market? Absolutely. Get all those corporate sponsorships. Sell those box seats you got selling over there, right?
Yep.
It's fine, but they're not leaving Buffalo. Kidding? Where are they going to put the stadium in Toronto? We're going to put Rogers Center. They already had games there. That was a disaster. Nah, dude. And most people, especially if you go to Ontario, a lot of them are Buffalo Bills fans, and none of them want the team to move to Canada. Why would they want to do that? They said half the fun is going across the border, going to Europe. They're like, no, we want to go to Orchard Park and party with you guys.
Yeah, okay.
They loved it. Why would they want to do that in Toronto? No way. It's not happening. This sounds like something I was in a conversation I was having with a friend with years ago when he was scared they were going to move to Toronto. They're not ever moving to Toronto, guys. Just relax. They had their preseason game, the regular season game. They were like once a year. Dude, not once was I like, they're not moving there, guys.
Okay,
relax.
Okay. Well, the next topic at hand then is Kansas City Chiefs getting denied their stadium funds. What's going to happen with Kansas City?
Boo-hoo. Like, they're such whiny.
No.
What?
Forget that. Will Kansas City move? Will the Chiefs move? Will somebody else buy them and take them someplace else?
No, they're not. No, not buy them.
Not buy them.
Not
buy them. Will another city offer them a stadium fully built on the city?
Probably.
Just come over.
Probably.
Really? So Kansas City Chiefs will not be in Kansas anymore.
They'll probably move to the state of Kansas. They'll go 20 miles east and actually be like real, like they'll be
instead of playing in Missouri.
Yeah, because people don't know this. There's a Kansas City, Kansas, and a Kansas City, Missouri. I never, so they could. No, they could move to Kansas City, Kansas, and still be the Kansas City Chiefs.
They could, but who's in Kansas City? Who's in Kansas City, Kansas, willing to pony up all that money for a stadium? I guess they may stand pat.
Maybe the University of Kansas will do it. Or is it Kansas University? Jayhawks.
Well, let's see how that goes.
I think the NFL should always protect its brand, and you can't move certain teams out of that city. And if the NFL is like, hey, look, man, we print money. You could pay off any of these stadiums within a couple of years. They should stop asking for public money, allow the public to use that money to have better schools and better roads to get, and
why reach into your own pocket when you could get it for free? That's what they're thinking.
Right. Because there's only so many lobster and steak meals you can have. You don't need another yacht.
They could care less.
Yeah, well then
go. They're looking out for their own interests. That is all. They don't. And since
they don't deserve money, is what it is.
No,
people like that don't deserve money.
No, teams do not deserve money. They make way more than enough money.
These owners out there they try to do whatever they can to get public funding. It's like, dude, you print money. You guys get paycheck. You get a paycheck for like $300 million to every owner before the season even begins, just from a lot of the TV rights. And that's just that, not including anything else. You guys are whining about public money.
It's free money. If you could get it for free, why fight it? Why fight against it?
Because you want to keep your team in a certain location. Because you're not living forever. So enjoy your life. Enjoy it where it's mostly where there's roots and it's well received. That's why all these owners should always just be like, hey, look, that's cool, man. Let me shell out $500 million for this or this or that. It's like, because I don't ever want to see this team leave. Because you, the fan base, have given me a great lifestyle and my family and my generations to come. Sure. So thank you, fan base, for doing that for me and my family. So now I'm going to take some of this money that I don't really need because I don't need to buy another yacht, and I'm going to reinvest it into you all. So this is our thank you for hooking me and my family and generations up for decades to come.
I mean, that's a good thought, good idea, but
Yeah, that's why though anyone who like disagrees with that, just go away.
will you ever see a briefcase of money on the ground? And
Hey, look, Jerry Jones, credit to him. I believe he mostly paid for that stadium. The New York Giants and the Jets, that stadium was privately funded. The San Francisco 49ers, that stadium was privately funded. So
owners should stop being greedy.
There are. I mean, the San Francisco Giants, when they built their ballpark, privately funded. A lot of respect to these people who just go, hey, you know what? I'm not gonna bother with the public money. We don't need that. We're gonna do this ourselves. Like Miami Dolphins, when they had to when they were on renovations, I know Stephen Ross was like looking to get public funding. Miami's like, no. And like, you can do it yourself, and they did. And the Dolphins redid the old Dolphin Stadium. It looks great. They did a great job. But you're going to start to see that more and more now. And you know what? I'm going to start, as much as I love the Buffalo Bills, is like I'll always have a little tip of the cap and root for teams and the owners that like say, you know what? I'll pay for it. Don't worry about it.
I mean, it makes sense.
I have a lot of respect for those.
They have the money and they can definitely write it off in taxes.
So if Mr. Hunt from the Kansas City Chiefs wants to move the Kansas City Chiefs, which he won't do.
Kansas City, Kansas?
Yeah, he won't do that. I mean, if he wants to move him to Utah, see ya.
Utah Chiefs.
Can you imagine? But it won't happen.
But keeping in line with the football, not football season, but with football crazy, we got breaking news happened during the week that Robert Kraft called Arthur Blank, the owner of the Atlanta Falcons, telling them that you should not hire Bill. Because, Bill's not a nice guy. Bill's disloyal. Bill's this, Bill's that. But in the regular world of regular human beings, no former employer that call a current employer, a potentially current employer, and tell them how terrible you are of a person. That doesn't happen. That's a lawsuit if it comes to the light of day. But it happened, and I was a little bit like, whoa. I thought I thought they protected each other and kept stuff under wraps. And how did this come out?
It's not there anymore. So it's a new movement over there in New England.
It is a new movement. Well, you got to just wish them luck, because if all this happens, and
there's no reason to make that pro call.
You bring more attention to yourself unnecessarily when
Arthur Blank's a successful business guy, and if he wants to make that decision, let him go make that decision.
Arthur Blank is looking for a championship. He figures Bill Belichick can bring it to him.
He probably should have made a trade for Justin Fields rather than go out for
Kirk Cousins.
Just give him all that money.
Well, Kirk Cousins is a lucky man.
I mean, look at the Steelers did. Like the Falcons could have done that. Save some money. Get someone who's not injury prone.
Well, they didn't want him.
So they're not going to win a championship with Bill or not with Bill. It's not happening. So
no, they're not going to win a championship. But
you might win your division. I mean, it's just you and
it's a weak
division. You and the Buccaneers anyway.
It's a weak division. It's always been.
Panthers aren't doing anything.
But I have to say this: Bill Belichick should not get another NFL job. Period.
No.
Here's why.
Okay.
Bill, there's expectations of him coming in and turning, the culture around and turning your team into a Super Bowl contender. That's not necessarily true. He was in New England 3-4 years later. Bill, after Tom Brady left, they just kept getting worse and worse and worse every year, and things didn't seem to turn around. And this brand of football that he plays, it's outdated now, because teams, it's an offensive firepower kind of football. Teams are slinging the ball around up and down the fields, and it's not like a defensive shutdown. The last time Bill Belichick won the Super Bowl was against the Rams, and it was a defensive battle. It wasn't like, an offensive showing. And the last time the Patriots lost the Super Bowl was an offensive showing. Tom Brady had well over 500 yards, 4 to 5 touchdowns, and he was spent. He did everything within his power to win a football game, and they didn't win. So if you bring Bill Belichick in hopes that, he's going to change our culture, he's going to get us to be Super Bowl contenders, that's not his game. His game is ball control and let the defense come in and win us our games. or let's drive the ball down 90 yards down the field, kick a field goal, seal it, win the game. So for that reason alone, the game has passed him by in that sense. He can come in and be a defensive coordinator, but being a head coach, I don't see that in his near future. I don't think that should happen again for him because for the main reasons that I've spoken about. He comes in, he's old school and my way or no way. And you want to rule and have a hand on every single pot in the building. You can't do that. Focus on your job and do what you got to do. And if you can't focus on your job, then there's no need really to have you around because now you're making everybody else feel uptight and uncomfortable, and people may not be able to do their job because Bill Belichick has this clout of six-time winning Super Bowl champion, and it comes with clout and it comes with lots of people that are going to be like yes, tell you yes to everything because you have the cachet, you have the resume. But your resume worked back then, and the way you played football worked back then, but it's not going to work now in this new era of offensive leaning football games where the defenders, they literally flag you for looking at a receiver wrong, or they flag you for tapping the quarterback's helmet. So, Bill, go become an analyst. Go become an analyst somewhere. Go do what you know how to do. Go retire. Go do whatever it is. It's a new era in football, basically.
That'd be funny if Bill Belichick's listening to this and he's like, "No, thanks, Amadou."
If he says that,
jump on the boat now.
Jump on the boat, man. 7 rings or
I saw this podcast called Fan Faces with 10 views on it, and
we have more than 10 views. Don't disrespect us. Come on.
Amadou the Great told me to go hang it up. So I'm hanging it up.
You should hang it up, Bill. The way you play football is no longer the way football's played. Hence, Andy Reid's having so much more success in this era than he did.
It's just Patrick Mahomes.
Yes, he has Patrick Mahomes. The match works well. They work well together. That marriage is beautiful together.
And they're barely winning their games. It's almost like the Patriots. They don't win. It's not like they win their games by a lot.
They do when they need to.
This season, the Patriots. But they don't win. They don't blow anybody out.
Andrew, this season it didn't happen because they didn't have the
Name
receiver.
a Super Bowl that they blew a team out in.
They had high-scoring Super Bowls. Against San Francisco, it was a high-scoring game.
And how much did they win by?
I don't remember, but it was a high-scoring game.
The only time they ever blew a team out was against the Minnesota Vikings in Super Bowl 4. That was it. It's like 23.
Different coach, different era.
That's what I'm saying. It's not like even like with Tom Brady and the Patriots, it's not like they blew anybody out.
No, the Super Bowls are more run and gun versus game control, ball control. They're slinging the ball more. You're throwing Patrick Mahomes in the Super Bowl against the San Francisco 49ers. He had a 4th and 19. He threw the ball deep to Tyreek Hill. Would you do that in a Bill Belichick game? Wouldn't Bill Belichick just punt it?
Man.
And say, okay, we'll settle for field position, wouldn't he?
Remember when they had Randy Moss, though, man? He just threw that.
Yeah, and they lost those. They lost those Super Bowls.
They lost the one. They only went to that one.
No, they went to 2.
No, that was Randy Moss.
Yeah,
just that one.
They went to 1, but
the Giants.
They lost to the Giants twice.
Yes, but that was 2007 was the one year that they went, and then they went again in 2011.
Yep.
Randy Moss was on that team. I don't think
he wasn't. Okay, but anyways,
that one time.
Anyways,
highest scoring offense. I think it was of all time. Most quarterback. Was it most touchdowns thrown? I think he did.
No, that's Peyton Manning.
In the season?
Yeah.
So he must have broke it because I think Tom Brady set the record.
Yeah, he broke it because Randy Moss by himself had 23 touchdowns that season with Tom Brady.
Okay.
So Peyton Manning went to Denver and he had toys, and he had like 50 plus, 5,000 yards.
Yeah, it was amazing. Touchdowns.
Yeah.
Crazy.
So back to the world of basketball. Bill Belichick hang it up, but it's all good. Back to the world of basketball. The USA is out on a revenge tour. They didn't win the FIBA national championship.
Nobody cares about.
Somebody cares. So they got the band of all-stars together. They got LeBron James. They got Steph Curry, Kevin Durant. They got who's who in NBA royalty that's playing right now to go represent the United States in Paris, to win this Olympic in Paris, the Summer Games in Paris. The United States is revved and ready to go, and they're gonna just smash everybody's freaking Thanos.
I don't think so, dude. The international game is for real.
It is for real, but it's an NBA All-Star team. If they don't play
every team they send is an NBA All-Star team.
No. These are first team All NBA All-Stars, not like second team or whatever.
Who would be your starting five from the list they've provided?
You got Steph, you got LeBron. Steph could play off the ball. LeBron could be like your PG, your point guard. So and then you got Jason Williams. What?
Is Leonard starting? Kawhi Leonard, is he going to start?
They just
need me to start five?
You could have him in there. They just Kawhi Leonard doesn't need to play much, but when he plays, he makes an impact.
Of course he does.
So with that in mind, this is a revenge team. They had a dream team. This is a revenge team because they're now.
Are you calling it the revenge team, or is they calling it?
No, I'm calling it the revenge team.
You're coining this. Okay.
Yes, I'm coining.
You heard it first.
It's the revenge team because they're like, we're not losing to nobody else. They're probably gonna drop 100 plus on every single person, every single team that they're playing, and it's gonna be nuts because they got the star. They have Joel Embiid on that team. Joel
is healthy.
Poor
guy. He got injured again. Game 1.
Yeah.
Feel bad for him.
So the revenge team is coming to Paris 2024. They're looking to just smack everybody. Thanos smash anyone and everybody in their way. So
it'll be fun to watch.
It'll be fun when the U.S. dominates.
This could be your hindsight 2020. See how well they do and how if they smash everybody.
Well, hindsight this 2020 will get to that topic once those games start.
All right.
But the hindsight 2020 will be in the NBA basketball season would be if the Boston Celtics lose to the Miami Heat in the first round.
Boy, as much as I would love to think that they're at my 15 points right now in the first half. So
I mean. Anything's possible, right? Miami's a kryptonite to Boston.
Again, Jimmy Butler's not playing this series.
No, even without Jimmy Butler, they've managed to do things. They've managed to get the team going.
They're not going to be an 8 or number 1 seed. Hey, look, I hope you're right. 1,000%. It'd be one of the greatest things I ever witnessed in my life. This team without Jimmy Butler can beat the Boston Celtics. I will give.
Don't promise.
Big time tip of cat.
Don't promise anything monetarily because if you do, I will collect.
It was tip of the cap. I'll give you tip of the cap. I'm not giving you cash.
No, I thought you were gonna talk about some cash. Now I'm telling you,
I'll give you $10.
Andrew,
if they win, I'll give you $10. You come collect $10.
Andrew, whatever it is, however it is, I'll come to collect.
I'll take you to McDonald's. I'll let you get whatever you want.
Nah, G, I'm not a McDonald's kind of guy, man.
Wendy's.
Yeah, Wendy's.
You like Wendy's?
Wendy's, you better pay us for plugging you.
Plug you.
Tim
Hortons, baby.
Anyhow, in popular culture, we got my boy Drizzy Drake doing a Thanos here, man. It's Drake versus everybody pretty much. Drake versus Rick Ross. Drake versus Kendrick. Drake versus Metro Boomin.
Why is he making fun of Rick Ross?
No, they don't like him. They're going against him. They
don't like Drake?
Yeah, they unfollowed him.
What did Drake say now?
Well, according to the rumors out there,
God's plan. Is this all God's plan?
Oh,
God's
sure.
Plan.
So it's Future, it's Metro Boomin, it's Kendrick, it's Rick Ross.
He's going after Kendrick and Future also. Really? Why?
Kendrick made a song in diss Drake.
Is he bored out there in Toronto?
No. You haven't kept up with the news.
Right,
the news is all these guys. Were like, no, we don't deal with Drake anymore. They all unfollowed him on social media. They unfollowed him.
It's like everybody's 15. They're back.
They unfollowed him. They're talking trash about him. They're doing diss tracks on him. And now Drake had a song out called "Drop and Give Push Up," and he had.
Is that what that song's about?
Yep. He had a line on.
I heard that song.
He had a line on there about Kendrick Lamar.
Really?
Yep. His like. Drop and give me 50, meaning every time Kendrick drops a song, he has to give Top Dog Entertainment 50% of his earnings from each song. So he's saying you have a rookie contract, even though you're a veteran in the game. So that's what's happening in that world. And Metro Boomin, he says, Metro, shut your mouth up and go make some drums. And Metro came back with a beat, using some drums. And Future did not respond. Rick Ross did. Rick Ross calls Drake.
Did he laugh? It's just like that. What do you call him?
Who he
What
calls
is
him? He calls him BBL Drizzy, and he calls him White Boy. White Boy.
it? I'm like,
He's like Drake got his got liposuction done. Drake got his nose fixed. Drake is not as rich as Rick Ross.
who cares?
Well, that
Yeah, they really give a rep who makes more money.
yeah, it's the game of embarrassment. Let me show you how wealthy I am. And then you got what's it called? Chris Brown against Quavo. Quavo was like, "Don't be mad at me because I took your girl," and Quavo was like, Quavo was like, "Don't be mad at me because I took your girl," and Chris Brown came back not with a singing song, not with a singing diss song. He came back with a rap diss song.
Chris Brown raps?
He does. He told Quavo, "You think you're a tough guy when not offset, what's it called? When your bandmate died,
Yeah.
we wish everybody was wishing was you, and not the guy that died." And then also Chris Brown said, "You think you're the man because you are with my ex. I was with your girl while you were with her. I spent time with your girl while you were with her. We did some things."
Yeah, I'm sure they had sex.
Well, they had
Usually
some.
what happens.
Maybe. So the rap beefs, they're talking about the two guys that sing the most in their songs are out dueling the rest of them that call themselves so-called rappers, because Drake sings a lot in his songs now, and Chris Brown's known for singing, and now he's out there.
Does Chris Brown and Drake have beef with each other?
They did, but not right now, not at the
I
moment.
listened to that song "No Guidance" not too long ago. That's a good song.
Yeah. Drake wrote that.
Drake wrote that?
Yeah.
Good song. Good song.
Drake writes for a bunch of people, and Drake also recently put out a diss track since Kendrick didn't respond to the second one, supposedly. The first diss track that he put out.
Because Kendrick probably doesn't care.
Since Kendrick didn't respond, Drake put out another diss song, and this time he used AI. He wrote lyrics for Tupac, wrote lyrics for Snoop Dogg's AI voices, and put them on his song. He rapped them, but they used Snoop Dogg's voice and cadence. And Drake, rapped on it as well, and that's all dissing Kendrick. So the heat is on right now. Let's see where it goes.
Nowhere.
Probably not.
They just want to sell some records, that's all.
They're definitely selling it because we're definitely paying attention. And the streaming numbers are up high for Drake. Streaming numbers are coming back for Drake.
Make that much money. I think I was listening to Snoop Dogg saying, like, I think he had some sort of song that was like 1 billion views on Spotify.
Drake?
Why can't I say the word Spotify, right?
Yeah.
It was like, no, it was Snoop Dogg. And it's like, I think like the royalty paycheck was like something $44,000.
Well, things are going to change because the government's going to pass a law where you get a penny, because it's half a penny, less than half a penny
view?
Every stream.
Get out of here.
But now you're going to get a penny for every stream.
Wow.
So you get good money.
That's actually very good money.
Yeah.
Wow.
Glad I'm in the music game, right?
You got some good artists too, man.
Yeah. We just got it.
Shout out to Final Cuts Media.
We're outside, we do things, but we got to get our money up. Final Cuts Media, Mr. CEO, needs a partner, so that way we can make our songs big. Because the thing is, you make the songs, you also have to pump money into them as far as advertising goes. Because people may hear it and like it, but you need enough people to hear it and like it and share it.
Right.
All right, well, Andrew, any other items on your agenda?
Quickly, just I want to give a nice compliment to the Detroit Lions for their uniform, their new uniforms. They look absolutely great. It's the 80s and 90s style, but they kind of just modernized it just a teeny bit, and they look great. The New York Jets, I hate to say it, but great improvement. My gosh, I know you're just pretty much taking the 80s style jersey, but the simplicity of just the green and the white is so nice, and they brought back in my opinion, the best helmet they ever had in their history.
Mm-hmm.
So good job for both of them. I think the Denver Broncos and the Texans are releasing theirs tomorrow and Tuesday. And from what I've heard in the links, they both look horrible. So the Jets and the Lions do it right. We'll see how the Broncos and the Texans do it. Not expecting wonderful things from them, but hopefully I'm wrong. But other than that, it's cool. I'm ready. Can't wait for football already.
Well, you can watch football. There's still football. USFL.
No.
UFL.
No.
United Football League is happening.
No.
You're not interested?
No. I got the baseball playoffs to watch, the hockey playoffs to watch.
Baseball playoffs is a ways away.
No, actually, the baseball season's starting, so I can't wait.
Okay.
We got to go to Toronto soon. We got to go see our neighbors from the north across the lake.
Say Blue Jays.
Go see the Blue Jays. Our neighbors right across the lake. Love it.
All right. Well, today's episode sponsored by 19 Strings for the Harp. Go check out Andrew's book. Keep plugging our stuff here. It's on Amazon. Click it, buy it, read it. It's a good read. I read a lot of it, didn't finish it, but it's a good read. It's only because I'm not a reader, and
fair enough.
For me to have gotten to the point where the book got me, he did a pretty amazing job for me to have gotten there.
That's nice of you to say. Thank you for your compliment.
Because, like I said, I'm not a reader. I only read out of necessity, and I didn't read the book out of necessity. I read it out of want and curiosity.
That's nice of you. Thank you.
And also, today's episode sponsored by Final Cuts Media. You can find Final Cuts Media on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, everywhere. And you can check out this episode of Fan Faces on Final Cuts Media's YouTube page. And stream it, share it with friends, and have great topics and conversations underneath the topic section. And if you say enough interesting things, we will respond to you live on audio and put it out there again for you guys to hear. So keep listening. And for the audio episode of Fan Faces, all the episodes are on Apple, Spotify, Amazon. They're all on all the episodes are on all streaming platforms wherever you stream podcasts at, and you can share them amongst friends. Quick link, post, send. And also, we'd like to thank each and every one of you that is listening, wherever you're listening. We appreciate you. Continue to listen. Continue to share. Continue to comment. Continue to like. Have fun. Tell a friend to tell a friend.
Check us out.
And to check us out and give us a try. But thank you. And Mother's Day is coming, but it's far ways away. No, not next Sunday.
Today. What am I thinking?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
And for my Sierra Leoneans, April 27th is Sierra Leone's independence celebration everywhere. And for those of you that are celebrating, hope you have a good time. We'll be celebrating in our little corner of the world, but the biggest parties will be happening maybe in America, will be happening in Washington, D.C., in the DMV area. Go check out what's happening over there. And also, maybe in Sierra Leone, they have something big going on. And then check out the Sierra Leoneans in Europe. Maybe something big is going on there as well. But in my corner of the world, we'll have a celebration. Andrew, you're invited to come to that celebration on the 27th, which is next Saturday.
This coming Saturday?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, 27. Okay.
And
time flies, man.
What's up?
So time flies. We're almost in May.
Hopefully you're having fun.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Great. This is great.
So bring your kids, come check it out, and hopefully the food's not too spicy for your liking.
Are you kidding me? Love spicy food.
You love spicy.
I don't know if you guys...
Hopefully this food's not too spicy for your kids either.
I don't know about that one. How would you compare yourself to Indian food?
That depends who cooks it. Our food's pretty mild over here, but it could be spicier. You could be eating it and all of a sudden feel the heat.
Give me that Bollywood food, man. It's all good.
Bollywood food, Bollywood women.
You're doing a disservice to the music right now. The music's too good. Too good.
All right, guys. We're going to have to split this episode into two, FYI, because it's too long. It's almost 50 minutes. So we're going to do 25. So we have 2 episodes.
Part 2.
Part 2.
Love it.
Yes, we'll have part 2. All right, guys. Thank you. Have a nice day. Have a nice week. Happy Sunday and happy Monday when you listen to this episode.
Go Heat.